Bubba's food. Sarah Smith, who lives in San Francisco, went shopping for cat food. Sarah is 30 and lives at 3037 Market Street. She has lived there since 1990. Sarah is married. She is married to a man named John. She has been married for 7 years. They have 2 children and 1 very big cat. Their son Bob is 5 years old, and their daughter Nancy is 3. Their cat, Bubba, is 2 years old. Bubba is huge. He weighs 258 pounds, 117 kilos. At 9 a.m., Sarah got into her car and drove to the pet store. She bought 68 bags of cat food for $10 each, plus tax. The regular price was $15, so she got a good deal. The total was $680, plus tax. She paid by credit card. On her way home, Sarah stopped at a convenience store to buy milk. Bubba loves milk. The milk was $3 for 1 gallon, and Sarah bought 30 gallons. She paid $100 and got $10 back in change. Sarah got home at 11 a.m. Bubba was waiting at the door. He was very hungry. Bubba's food. Sarah Smith, who lives in San Francisco, went shopping for cat food. Sarah is 30 and lives at 3037 Market Street. She has lived there since 1990. Sarah is married. She is married to a man named John. She has been married for 7 years. They have 2 children and 1 very big cat. Their son Bob is 5 years old, and their daughter Nancy is 3. Their cat, Bubba, is 2 years old. Bubba is huge. He weighs 258 pounds, 117 kilos. At 9 a.m., Sarah got into her car and drove to the pet store. She bought 68 bags of cat food for $10 each, plus tax. The regular price was $15, so she got a good deal. The total was $680, plus tax. She paid by credit card. On her way home, Sarah stopped at a convenience store to buy milk. Bubba loves milk. The milk was $3 for 1 gallon, and Sarah bought 30 gallons. She paid $100 and got $10 back in change. Sarah got home at 11 a.m. Bubba was waiting at the door. He was very hungry. Hello. Welcome to mini story A for Bubba's food. In this lesson, listen and answer every question. Use your pause button and answer the question, then play again. You can answer with just 1 word or 2 words. It's okay. Short answers are okay. Okay, let's start. Let's begin. Sarah Smith, who lives in San Francisco, went shopping for cat food. Did Sarah, who lives in San Francisco, go shopping for dog food? No. No. Sarah, who lives in San Francisco, didn't go shopping for dog food. Sarah, who lives in San Francisco, went shopping for cat food. Right? Sarah went shopping for cat food. Did Sarah, who lives in San Francisco, go shopping for dog food or cat food? Well, cat food, of course, right? Sarah, who lives in San Francisco, went shopping for cat food. Did John, who lives in San Francisco, go shopping for cat food? No, not John. Not John. John, who lives in San Francisco, didn't go shopping for cat food. Sarah, who lives in San Francisco, went shopping for cat food. Sarah is 30 years old. How old is Sarah? Well, she's 30, right? Sarah is 30 years old. Where does Sarah live? Oh, well, she lives in San Francisco, right? At 3037 Market Street. Her address is 3037 Market Street. What is her address? Is it 3039 Market Street or 3037 Market Street? Yes, she lives at 3037 Market Street. She has lived there since 1990. Has Sarah lived there since 1980? No, not since 1980. Has she lived there since 1975? No, she hasn't lived there since 1975. She has lived there since 1990. Sarah has lived there since 1990. Who has lived there since 1990? Sarah, right? Sarah has lived there since 1990. She has lived there since when? Well, since 1990. Sarah has lived there since 1990. Is Sarah married? Yes, Sarah is married. Who is she married to? Who is she married to? John. She's married to John. Is Sarah married to Bill? No, she's not married to Bill. Is she married to Jim? No, she's not married to Jim. Is she married to Jim or is she married to John? She's married to John. Who is she married to? She's married to John. Who is married to John? Sarah. Sarah is married to John. Right? She has been married to him for 7 years. Have they been married for 7 years or 10 years? Well, they have been married for 7 years. Who has been married for 7 years? Oh, Sarah and John. Sarah and John have been married for 7 years. Have they been married for 20 years? No, they have been married for 7 years. Do they have children? Yes, they do. They have 2 children and also 1 very big cat. How old is their son, Bob? Well, their son, Bob, is 5 years old. Is Bob 10 years old? No. How old is Bob? Bob is 5 years old. Their daughter is 3. Who is their daughter? Nancy. Nancy is their daughter. Right? Her name is Nancy. Is their daughter Bubba? No. Their daughter, girl, is Nancy. Who is Bubba? Bubba is their cat. Bubba is their cat. How old is Bubba? Bubba is 2. Bubba is 2 years old. Is Bubba a big cat or a little cat? Oh, Bubba is a big cat. Bubba is a huge cat. Super big. Very, very big. Bubba is huge. Is Nancy huge? No, Nancy isn't huge. Is Bob huge? No, Bob isn't huge. Is Sarah huge? No, Sarah isn't huge. Who is huge? Bubba. Bubba is huge. Is Bubba a normal cat? No, he's a huge cat. Super huge cat. Bubba isn't normal. Bubba is huge. How much does Bubba weigh? He weighs 258 pounds. Does he weigh 290 pounds? No. Does he weigh 20 pounds? No. How much does he weigh? He weighs 258 pounds. Bubba weighs 258 pounds. And he's hungry. So, at 9 a.m., Sarah got into her car. Right? Past 9 a.m., maybe yesterday, maybe last year. But at 9 a.m., Sarah got into her car. Did she get into her truck? Or did she get into her car? Well, she got into her car. Who got into her car? Well, Sarah. Sarah got into her car. Did John get into his car? No, he didn't. Sarah got into her car. After she got into her car, where did Sarah drive? Where did Sarah drive? She drove to the pet store. Sarah got into her car and drove to the pet store. Why? Why did Sarah get into her car and drive to the pet store? To buy cat food, right? To buy cat food for Bubba. Who got into her car and who drove to the pet store? Well, Sarah, of course. Sarah got into her car and drove to the pet store. How many bags of cat food did she buy? 68. She bought 68 bags of cat food. Who bought 68 bags of cat food? Well, Sarah. Sarah bought 68 bags of cat food. Where did she buy 68 bags of cat food? Well, at the pet store. At the pet store. She bought 68 bags of cat food at the pet store. Did she buy 68 bags of cat food at the grocery store or at the pet store? Right, at the pet store. She bought 68 bags of cat food at the pet store. How much did she pay? She paid $10 each, plus tax. Did she pay $5 for each bag? Or $10 for each bag? She paid $10. $10 for each bag. Did she get a good deal? Yeah, she got a good deal. She got a good price. What was the normal price? The normal price was $15. $15. Was $15 the regular normal price? Yes, $15 was the regular price. Did Sarah pay $15 for each bag? No, she didn't pay $15. No, she didn't pay the regular price. So, did she get a good deal? Yes, she got a good deal. She paid only $10 each. She got a good deal. Did John get a good deal? No, not John. Sarah got a good deal. Okay, that is all for Mini Story A. Welcome to Mini Story B for Bubba's food. Let's continue. Who paid $10 for a bag of cat food? Sarah, right? Sarah paid $10 for each bag of cat food. How many bags did she buy? Well, she bought 68 bags, right? 68. Sarah bought 68 bags of cat food for $10 each. Did she get a good deal? Yes, yes. She got a good deal. Sarah got a good deal. What was the regular price for each bag? Well, the regular price was $15. She paid $10. So, she got a good deal. What was the total bill? What was the total? $680. The total was $680. Did each bag cost $680? No. Not each bag. Each bag cost $10 plus tax. The total was $680. Each bag was $10. Was each bag $10 or $680? Each bag was $10. 10. Was the total $10 or $680? The total was $680. How did Sarah pay? Did she pay with cash or by credit card? She paid by credit card. Did she pay with cash? No, she didn't pay with cash. Right? She didn't pay with dollars. She paid by credit card. Who paid by credit card? Sarah. Sarah paid by credit card. Where did she pay by credit card? At the pet store. She paid by credit card at the pet store. Did Sarah pay by credit card for cat food or for dog food? Cat food. She paid by credit card for cat food. On her way home, Sarah stopped at a convenience store to buy milk. On her way home, did she stop at a grocery store? No. Not a grocery store. On her way home, she stopped at a convenience store. On her way home, did Sarah stop at a grocery store or at a convenience store? At a convenience store. On her way home, Sarah stopped at a convenience store. On her way home, did Sarah stop at a convenience store to buy cat food? No, not at the convenience store. On her way home, she didn't stop at a convenience store to buy cat food. What did she buy at the convenience store? Milk, right? On her way home, Sarah stopped at a convenience store to buy milk. On her way to work, did Sarah stop at a convenience store? No, not on her way to work. On her way home. On her way home, Sarah stopped at a convenience store. Was Sarah going to work Or was Sarah going home? She was going home. On her way home, Sarah stopped at a convenience store. She was going home when she stopped at a convenience store to buy milk. Why did she buy milk? Because Bubba loves milk. Does Sarah love milk? No. Who loves milk? Bubba. Bubba loves milk. How much was 1 gallon of milk? Whoa, $3, right? 1 gallon of milk was $3. Did Sarah buy 1 gallon? No, she didn't buy 1 gallon. Did she buy 50 gallons? No, Sarah didn't buy 50 gallons. How many gallons did she buy? She bought 30 gallons. How many gallons of water did Sarah buy? Oh, none. None. 0. She didn't buy water. Sarah bought 30 gallons of milk. She didn't buy water. How much did Sarah pay? Well, she gave the man $100 and got back $10. What was her total? Her total was $90, right? The total was $90. How much change did she get back? She got $10 back, right? $10. Did Sarah get $15 back in change? No, she didn't get $15 back in change. Did John get $10 back in change? No, not John. John didn't get $10 back in change. Who got $10 back in change? Sarah or John? Sarah, right? Sarah got $10 back in change. Did Sarah pay $10? No. She paid $100. She got $10 back, returned in change. How much change did she get back? $10. She got $10 back in change. When did Sarah get home? She got home at 11 a.m. Did John get home at 11 a.m.? No. John was already home. Not John. Sarah. Sarah got home at 11 a.m. Did she get home at night or in the morning? She got home in the morning. A.M. in the morning. Sarah got home at 11 in the morning. A.M. Was Bubba happy when Sarah got home? Yes, Bubba was happy when Sarah got home. What was Bubba doing when Sarah got home? Bubba was waiting at the door. Was John waiting at the door? No. Was Bob waiting at the door when Sarah got home? No. When Sarah got home, was Nancy waiting at the door? No. Who was waiting at the door when Sarah got home? Bubba was waiting at the door. When was Bubba waiting at the door? When Sarah got home, 11 a.m., right? Bubba was waiting at the door when Sarah got home at 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. 11 in the morning. Was Bubba tired? No, he wasn't tired. Was Bubba hungry? Yes, Bubba was very hungry. What did Bubba want? Bubba wanted the cat food, right? Bubba was very, very hungry. Was Sarah hungry? Or was Bubba hungry? Bubba was hungry. When was Bubba hungry? At 11 a.m., right? Or when Sarah got home. He was hungry when Sarah got home. At 11 a.m. Okay, that is all for mini story B. Listen to this story, answer each question, use your pause button, and listen many, many, many times. Okay, see you next time. Okay, welcome to mini story C for Bubba's food. In this lesson, I will ask more questions about the story. I will ask questions you know, questions from the story text. And I will ask some questions you don't know. If you don't know the answer, guess. Guess. Try to think of an answer. Say something. Anything. Okay, answer all the questions. Let's start. Let's begin. Okay. Where was Sarah from? She was from San Francisco. San Francisco. Sarah lived in San Francisco. Was Sarah married? Yeah, Sarah was married. Of course, she was married. Who was she married to? Yeah, that's right. She was married to John. Where did they get married? Where did Sarah and John get married? Did they get married in San Francisco? Or did they get married in India? Well, in India, of course. They got married in India. Who got married in India? Sarah and John. When did they get married in India? 7 years ago. 7 years ago, they got married in India. Did they get married in China? No, they didn't. They got married in India. How many people came to their wedding? How many people came to India when they got married? 20,000. 20,000 people came to India when they got married. Wow. How many people came to India when they got married? 20,000, that's right. 20,000 people came to India when they got married. And when did they get married? 7 years ago. Where did they get married? In India. Who got married in India? Sarah and John. How much did they pay when they got married? How much did they pay when they got married? Did they pay $50,000? No, they didn't. Did they pay $100,000? No, they didn't. They paid only $2 when they got married. How much did they pay when they got married? $2. They paid only $2 when they got married. Who paid only $2 when they got married? Sarah and John. Where did they get married? In India. How many people came to India when they got married? 20,000, right? 20,000 came to India when they got married. And how much did they pay when they got married? Only $2. Only $2. Why did they pay only $2 when they got married in India 7 years ago? They paid only $2 because they got a great deal in India. Did they get a great deal for their marriage when they got married? Yeah, they got a great deal when they got married. They paid only $2 when they got married. It was a great deal. Right, very cheap. After they got married, they came home to San Francisco. When did they get Bubba? When did they get Bubba? They got Bubba 1 year ago. Did they get Bubba 2 years ago or 1 year ago? they got Bubba 2 years ago. How old is Bubba? Bubba is 2, right? Bubba is 2 years old. When did they get Bubba? They got Bubba 1 year ago. When they got Bubba, was he huge? No, he wasn't. When they got Bubba, he wasn't huge. When they got Bubba, he was very small. Was he small when they got him? Or was he huge when they got him? He was small, right? 1 year ago, Bubba was small. 1 year ago, how much did Bubba weigh? Bubba weighed 1 pound. 1 year ago, Bubba weighed only 1 pound. And now, how much does Bubba weigh now? Now, Bubba weighs 258 pounds. Did he weigh 258 pounds 1 year ago? No, he didn't. He didn't weigh 258 pounds 1 year ago. How much did he weigh 1 year ago? Only 1 pound. 1 year ago, he weighed only 1 pound. Now, he weighs 258 pounds. Wow. Why is Bubba huge now? Why? Because Sarah feeds him 1 bag of cat food every hour. Right? He eats 1 bag of cat food every hour. Does Bubba eat 2 bags of cat food every hour? No, not 2 bags. Bubba eats 1 bag of cat food every hour. Does he eat 1 bag of cat food every 10 minutes? No, not every 10 minutes. Does he eat 1 bag of cat food every 50 minutes? No, not every 50 minutes. Does he eat 1 bag of cat food every 60 minutes? Yes, exactly. He eats 1 bag of cat food every 60 minutes, every hour. How many bags of cat food does Bubba eat every hour? 1, right? He eats 1 bag of cat food every hour. Who eats 1 bag of cat food every hour? Bubba or Sarah? Of course, Bubba. Bubba eats 1 bag of cat food every hour. Does Bubba like milk? Oh, yes. Bubba loves milk. He also drinks 1 gallon of milk every hour. Does he drink 2 gallons of milk per hour? No, not 2 gallons of milk per hour. Does he drink 5 gallons of water per hour? No, he doesn't drink 5 gallons of water per hour. Does he drink 1 gallon of water per hour, every hour? No, not water, not water. He drinks 1 gallon of milk per hour. Does Bubba drink 1 gallon of milk per hour, every hour? Yes, he does. Does he eat 1 bag of cat food every hour, per hour? Yes. Per hour, what does Bubba eat and drink? Per hour, he eats 1 bag of cat food and drinks 1 gallon of milk. Right? 1 bag of cat food, 1 gallon of milk per hour. Per means every hour, per hour, same meaning. So, per hour, Bubba eats 1 bag of cat food, and per hour, Bubba drinks 1 gallon of milk. Is this expensive for Sarah, or is it cheap for Sarah? Oh, expensive, right? A lot of money. Right? She pays a lot of money for Bubba's food and milk. It is expensive. How much does she pay for each bag of cat food? $10 for each bag. And how much does she pay for each gallon of milk? She pays $3 for each gallon of milk. Is her total cheap or expensive? It's expensive, very expensive. So now, is Bubba huge or is Bubba small? Bubba is huge and Bubba is happy. Okay, that's all for Mini Story C.
Double standard. Family is uneasy when one sister dates other's ex-lover. Dear Abby, my sister Jane and I are both in our mid-50s. Jane has had numerous affairs over the past several years after her 3rd divorce and was involved in an intimate relationship with a terrific man, Will, that lasted about 3 months. Jane broke up with Will several months after she decided he wasn't what she was looking for, and she's presently engaged to be married to a very nice man, Sam, and seems very happy. I dated Will several times before he and Jane became involved. We weren't intimate at that time, and we started seeing each other again over the last month. This time we have fallen in love. My problem is Jane is upset that Will and I are together and says I have betrayed her. She is worried about having her former and current lovers present at family gatherings, and our parents are also concerned. They say it's just weird. The fact that my sister was intimate with Will doesn't bother me or Will, but it sure bothers them. Abby, I have always been the good girl in the family and bowed to their pressure. But my relationship with Will is more than I could have ever imagined, and I don't want to give up my future happiness just to make my sister and my parents more comfortable. My adult children have all met and approve of Will and our relationship, but Jane and my parents won't budge. Any suggestions? Signed, Once Will in Walla Walla, Washington. Dear Once Will, perhaps it's time to stop being the good girl, begin acting like a woman who knows what she wants, and confront the double standard in your family. If your sister was sophisticated enough to have serial affairs, and your parents have been so worldly that they have turned a blind eye to it, then you should all be adult enough to realize that you are entitled to your happiness too. Although this may make for some awkward first few family gatherings, as grown-ups, everyone should be able to get past it. But if they can't, you are going to have to decide whether you want this man, or to be a people pleaser for the rest of your life.
Welcome to the mini story for Double Standard. Let's get started. There is a badass Marine named Saren. He has an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. They are very, very close. Saren likes Julia, but one day he decides she's just not what he's looking for. He breaks up with Julia. Julia feels betrayed. She says, "How can you do this to me? Why are you hurting me? Please take me back." But Saren won't budge. He says, "No, I don't want you, Julia." Julia can't get past the breakup. Every day she follows Saren. Every day she calls him. At first, Saren turns a blind eye to her behavior. But finally, he can't ignore it anymore. He yells at Julia and says, "I won't bow to this pressure. I won't take you back, so leave me alone." Julia asks, "Do you have another girlfriend?" He says, "Yes, I'm dating Hillary Clinton now. She's rich and very powerful." "Really? Wow, I like her. I'm going to vote for her," says Julia. She says, "I still feel a little uneasy, but if you're dating Hillary, I guess it's okay." Julia smiles and walks away. As she leaves, she yells, "So, is Bill free for dating?" Okay, one more time, this time with questions. There is a badass Marine named Saren. Badass. Ooh, that's slang. Badass means tough, very strong, tough, very good at what he does. So, very strong and tough. There's a badass Marine named Saren. A Marine is a kind of soldier, a kind of fighter. He has an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. Are Saren and Julia Roberts only friends, just friends? No. They have an intimate relationship. It means they're very close. Not only friends, they are dating each other. They have an intimate relationship. Are they probably having sex? Yes, probably they are. They have an intimate relationship. They are dating. They're very, very close. Saren and Julia Roberts have an intimate relationship. Does Saren have an intimate relationship with Cameron Diaz? No, he does not have an intimate relationship with Cameron Diaz. He has an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. They are very, very close. Saren likes Julia, but one day he decides she's just not what he's looking for. Does Saren want Julia? No, he doesn't. He decides she's not what he's looking for. She's not really what he wants. So he decides she's just not what he's looking for. Is Hillary Clinton what he's looking for? Yes, Hillary Clinton is what he's looking for. She's rich and powerful. That's what he's looking for. Saren's looking for rich and powerful. Julia Roberts is not powerful enough, so she's not what he's looking for. Is Cameron Diaz what Saren is looking for? No, he doesn't want Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is not what he's looking for. What is Saren looking for? Saren is looking for a rich and powerful woman like Hillary Clinton. So he breaks up with Julia. Julia feels betrayed. Does Julia feel he did something bad to her? Yes, exactly. She feels he did something bad to her. They were close. She trusted him, and then he hurt her. Did Saren betray Cameron Diaz? No, he didn't betray Cameron Diaz. He never dated Cameron Diaz. He never did anything bad to her. He did not betray Cameron Diaz. Did he betray Hillary Clinton? No, he did not. He did not hurt Hillary Clinton. Did he betray Julia? Well, breaking up is not really betraying, but Julia feels betrayed. She feels betrayed. Betrayed is the emotion, ed, feels betrayed. But really, Saren did not betray her. But anyway, she says, "How can you do this to me? Why are you hurting me? Please take me back." But Saren won't budge. Will Saren change his mind? No, he won't budge. He won't change at all. Will he change a little bit? No, Saren will not change, not even a little bit. He won't budge. He won't change at all. Will Julia budge? No, she doesn't want to budge either. She wants him back. 100%. She doesn't want to change either. So Julia won't budge, and Saren won't budge. Saren says, "No, I don't want you, Julia." But Julia says, "Yes, I want you back." Neither one of them will budge. They won't budge. Julia can't get past the breakup. Can Julia forget the breakup? No, she can't forget the breakup. She can't get past the breakup. Can Julia get past Mel Gibson? Well, yeah, she never dated Mel Gibson, so she doesn't need to get past Mel Gibson. Who does she need to get past? Well, she needs to get past Saren. Saren is her ex-boyfriend. She needs to get past Saren. Can she get past Saren? No, she can't get past him. She can't get past Saren. She can't get past the breakup. She's still upset. Is she still very sad about Saren and the breakup? Yes, that's right. She's still very, very sad. She can't get past the breakup. So every day she follows Saren. Every day she calls him on the phone. At first, Saren turns a blind eye to her behavior. In the beginning, does Saren get upset by her behavior? No. In the beginning, he turns a blind eye. He ignores her. He pretends he doesn't see her. He pretends he's not bothered by her behavior. So he turns a blind eye to her behavior. Does Saren turn a blind eye to Cameron Diaz? No, he does not ignore Cameron Diaz. Who does he turn a blind eye to? Well, he turns a blind eye to Julia Roberts. In fact, he turns a blind eye to her behavior. He ignores her behavior. Does Julia turn a blind eye to Saren? No, she doesn't ignore him. She does not turn a blind eye to Saren. Saren turns a blind eye to her behavior, but she does not turn a blind eye to Saren. She keeps calling him. Finally, Saren can't ignore her anymore. He yells at Julia and says, "I won't bow to this pressure." Will Saren do what Julia wants him to do? No, he won't. He won't bow to the pressure. He will not change because of her pressure. Will he bow to Cameron Diaz's pressure? No, Cameron is not pressuring him. Cameron is just a friend. She's not pressuring him. Julia is pressuring him. He won't bow to Julia's pressure. Will he date Julia again? No, he won't. He won't bow to her pressure. He won't do what she wants. What does Julia want? Julia wants to date him again. So she's pressuring him. Please date me again. Please date me again. Please date me again. Will he bow to this pressure? No, he won't bow to this pressure. He says, I won't take you back, so leave me alone. Julia asks, do you have another girlfriend? And he says, yes, I'm dating Hillary Clinton now. She's rich and very powerful. Julia says, really? Wow, I like her. I'm going to vote for her. I still feel a little uneasy, but if you're dating Hillary, I guess I'm okay. Does she feel a little uncomfortable about Hillary? Yes, that's right. She feels a little uneasy that he is dating Hillary. Is she very upset that Saren is dating Hillary? No, she's not very upset. She's just a little uneasy. She's uneasy. She's not very, very upset. She's just uneasy. Why is Julia uneasy? Well, she's uneasy because Saren is dating a new girl. But it's Hillary Clinton and she likes Hillary, so she's only uneasy, not very upset. Is Saren uneasy? No, Saren's not uneasy. Saren is okay. He's dating Hillary, and he's happy with Hillary. So Saren is not uneasy about Hillary. Who is uneasy about Hillary? Well, Julia Roberts is a little uneasy about Hillary, but just a little. It's not bad. And she says, well, I'm going to vote for her, so if you're dating Hillary, it's okay. Finally, she turns and walks away. When she's walking away, Julia smiles. And she yells to Saren, so, does this mean Bill Clinton is free for dating? All right. Now, one more time. This time I will pause after the key phrases. Please repeat the phrases after me, but don't just repeat. Copy my intonation. Copy my pronunciation. Try to speak exactly like me. Let's go. There's a badass Marine named Saren. There's a badass Marine named Saren. He has an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. He has an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. They are very, very close. Saren likes Julia, but one day he decides she's just not what he's looking for. She's just not what he's looking for. He breaks up with Julia. Julia feels betrayed. Julia feels betrayed. She says, how can you do this to me? Why are you hurting me? Please take me back. But Saren won't budge. But Saren won't budge. He says, no, I don't want you, Julia. Julia can't get past the breakup. Julia can't get past the breakup. Every day she follows Saren. Every day she calls him. At first, Saren turns a blind eye to her behavior. At first, Saren turns a blind eye to her behavior. But finally, he can't ignore it anymore. He yells at Julia and says, I won't bow to this pressure. I won't bow to this pressure. I won't take you back, so please leave me alone. Julia asks, do you have another girlfriend? And Saren says, yes, I'm dating Hillary Clinton now. She's rich and very powerful. Julia says, really? Wow, I like her. I'm going to vote for her. I still feel a little uneasy. But if you're dating Hillary, I guess it's okay. Julia smiles and walks away. As she leaves, she yells, so, is Bill Clinton free for dating? All right, that is all of the mini story. Now pause and try to tell all of the story yourself. You don't need to remember every word, but try to use the new phrases and the new words correctly. If you cannot, just relax and listen again. Listen to this story every day for 1 week or 2 weeks, and you will internalize the new phrases. You'll also internalize a lot of basic grammar and a lot of basic pronunciation by listening again and again and again. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, welcome to the commentary for Double Standard. Now, this letter caused some interesting discussions in my San Francisco class. And there were two main topics. One topic was the topic of families and individuals. And the other topic was double standards for men and women. And I'll talk about both of these and a little bit about what's common in America, common opinions in America, and what are some of the different ideas in different countries. So first, this topic of family and individuals. Most people know that American culture, American society, values individualism or individuals. And we have an idea that adult individuals should make their own choices. And they should not worry about what other people think, even their families. And as you get older, this becomes stronger and stronger. So when I read this letter, for example, and I saw this woman is in her mid-50s, middle 50s, so she's probably, 55 years old. And she's worried about what her family thinks about her new boyfriend. My first reaction, I thought, this is very strange. This is an older woman. Why does she care about what her sister and her parents think? She should just do what she wants. She's an adult woman. This is crazy. And that's a common American reaction. We have an idea in the United States that when you're an adult, you should be independent. You should make your own decisions. You should not ask your parents for advice all the time. You should not live with your parents when you're an adult. Right? That's a very common, strong view. This is very interesting because in classes that I've had before, there's a very interesting difference in culture here, especially this idea of living with your family. Some cultures, people continue to live with their families until they get married. So if they're 30 and they're not married, they still live with their parents. If they're 35 and they're not married, they're still living with their parents, and that's normal, and which is fine. There's not a right or wrong answer here, not better or worse, but it is a big difference. In the United States, that is seen as very negative. There's a strong feeling that you should not live with your parents when you're an adult. So, for example, in my own life, I went to university when I was 18, and then I graduated university. I was 22, I believe, and after that, I got my own apartment, and I never lived with my parents again. I didn't want to live with my parents, and my parents did not want me to live with them. If I had asked them, can I live with you, they would not have been happy. They would not have liked that. They would think there was something wrong with me. I can't support myself. I can't get my own job. I'm not independent. That's not good. So, and for me, I wouldn't like it because I don't want to live with my parents, and I'm an adult. I don't want them telling me what to do or anything like that. So it's on both sides. Both the children and the parents have this idea that when you're an adult, You leave home, and you should be independent, and should make your own decisions. But I've met students from other countries who say it's very normal to live with their families until they're married. And in some cultures, even after they get married, the couple will go and live with one of the families, the husband's family or the wife's family. And that's considered normal. So in these cultures, family and the family's opinion continues to be important even when they're adults. So maybe some of you listen to this article, you think, oh, this sounds normal. Maybe some of you think this woman needs to worry about her family. If her family doesn't like the situation, maybe she should not date Will. That might be a reaction that some people have. However, Abby's answer is probably the normal answer most Americans would give, which is stop worrying about your family's opinion. Don't be a people pleaser. Do what you want. All right. Next, the issue of double standards. This was the second topic we discussed in my San Francisco class. And the double standards refers to men and women, and the fact that there are double standards for men and women when dating. If a man dates a lot of women, it's often no problem. People don't criticize him. In fact, sometimes they think, hey, he's a cool guy. Look at all those girlfriends he has. This is great. What a good guy. And in some cultures, this double standard is very strong, right? Men can date a lot of women and people think it's good. On the other hand, if a woman dates a lot of men, then she's bad. She's a bad girl. And people criticize her. And people don't like it. And that's clearly a double standard, right? That's the definition of double standard. Two different rules for the same situation. If a man does something, it's okay. If a woman does it, it's not okay. And in my class, there were clear double standards for most cultures. Stronger in some countries, weaker in other countries. This double standard does exist in America. There's still a double standard between men and women when dating. However, that double standard is getting weaker and weaker. Women are getting more and more equal. It's very normal now for a woman to date lots of different guys, and it's generally not a problem. This woman is in her 50s. She's an older woman from an older generation. Maybe that's why in this letter she sounds like she's a little bit criticizing her sister Jane for dating many men. I think for younger Americans, it's no problem. It's just totally normal. So this double standard is not so strong in America, getting weaker all the time. In other countries, in my class, some of the Asian students, for example, mentioned that this is a very strong double standard in their countries, that the men are almost encouraged to date a lot of girls, and it's seen as very cool. But if a woman even has sex before she's married, something's wrong with her. She's a bad girl. Everybody criticizes her. And it's a strong double standard. I guess the good news is most of them did mention that it's improving in all the countries in my class that were represented. The students did say it's getting better. It maybe it's still bad, but the double standards are improving in most places in the world, and that's good. Well, okay, those are our topics. That's our commentary for this letter. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya for the next lesson. Bye-bye. Okay, welcome to the POV, or point of view, mini stories for double standard. Same mini story, but first starting with the phrase 1 year ago. 1 year ago, there was a badass Marine named Saren. He had an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. They were very, very close. Saren liked Julia, but one day he decided she just wasn't what he was looking for. So he broke up with her. Julia felt betrayed. She said, "How can you do this to me? Why are you hurting me? Please take me back." But Saren wouldn't budge. He said, "No, I don't want you, Julia." Julia couldn't get past the breakup. Every day she followed Saren. Every day she called him. At first, Saren turned a blind eye to her behavior, but finally he couldn't ignore it anymore. He yelled at Julia and said, I won't bow to this pressure. I won't take you back, so leave me alone. Julia asked, Do you have another girlfriend? And he said, Yes, I'm dating Hillary Clinton now. She's rich and very powerful. Julia said, Really? Wow, I like her. I'm going to vote for her. I still feel a little uneasy, but if you're dating Hillary, I guess it's okay. Julia smiled and walked away. As she left, she yelled, So, is Bill free for dating? Okay, our next version is going to start with the phrase, since 2004. Okay. All right, there's a badass Marine named Saren. Since 2004, he has had an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. They have been very, very close. Saren has liked Julia this whole time. But one day he finally decided she just wasn't what he was looking for. So he broke up with Julia. Julia felt betrayed. She said, How can you do this to me? Why are you hurting me? Please take me back. But Saren wouldn't budge. He said, No, I don't want you, Julia. Julia couldn't get past the breakup. Every day she followed Saren. Every day she called him. At first, Saren turned a blind eye to her behavior, but finally he couldn't ignore it anymore. He yelled at Julia and said, I won't bow to this pressure. I won't take you back, so leave me alone. Julia asked, Do you have another girlfriend? And he said, Yes, I'm dating Hillary Clinton now. She's rich and very powerful. She said, Really? Wow, I like her. I'm going to vote for her. I still feel a little uneasy, but if you're dating Hillary, I guess it's okay. Julia smiled and walked away. As she left, she yelled, So, is Bill free for dating? All right, our final version begins with the phrase, next year. Next year, this is going to happen in the future. I'm imagining this. Here we go. There's a badass Marine named Saren. Next year, he'll have an intimate relationship with Julia Roberts. They'll be very close. Saren will like Julia, but one day he'll decide she's just not what he's looking for. He'll break up with Julia. Julia will feel betrayed. She'll say, How can you do this to me? Why are you hurting me? Please take me back. But Saren isn't gonna budge. He's gonna say, No, I don't want you, Julia. Julia won't be able to get past the breakup. Every day, she'll follow Saren. Every day, she'll call him. At first, Saren will turn a blind eye to her behavior. But finally, he won't be able to ignore it anymore. He'll yell at Julia and say, I won't bow to this pressure. I won't take you back, so leave me alone. Julia will ask, Do you have another girlfriend? He'll say, Yes, I'm dating Hillary Clinton now. She's rich and very powerful. Julia will say, Really? Wow, I like her. I'm going to vote for her. I still feel a little uneasy, but if you're dating Hillary, I guess it's okay. Julia will smile and walk away. As she leaves, she's gonna yell, So, is Bill free for dating? All right, and that's our final version in the future. Please go back now, listen to each version, and then pause. Try to tell each version yourself out loud. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to remember every word. But try your best and try to use the correct form of the verbs. Sometimes the vocabulary changes a little bit. Listen for that. If you can't do it, if it's too difficult, no problem. Just relax. Listen to these versions many, many times. Every day, listen to it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. The next day, again. The next day, again. It takes some time, but if you do this every month, every day for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, you will get a more natural feeling for English grammar. Okay. See you next time. Bye-bye. Changed. Dear Abby, my husband of 39 years no longer hugs me or shows me any affection. I have seen him through cancer and diabetes. We have 4 grown children, and we have been seeing a therapist for a year and a half. He is kind, generous, and friendly, but there are no compliments or any of the flirtatious banter we used to enjoy. He swears he's not having an affair, and he doesn't know why he has changed. Perhaps you do. Signed, Grace in Phoenix. Changed. Dear Abby, my husband of 39 years no longer hugs me or shows me any affection. I have seen him through cancer and diabetes. We have 4 grown children, and we have been seeing a therapist for a year and a half. He is kind, generous, and friendly, but there are no compliments or any of the flirtatious banter we used to enjoy. He swears he's not having an affair, and he doesn't know why he has changed. Perhaps you do. Signed, Grace in Phoenix. Hello. Welcome to Mini Story A for Changed. In this mini story, I will ask questions you know. Okay, questions about the letter that you know. Let's start. There is a woman. Where does she live? Where did she live? Let's practice past. Where did this woman live? Well, she lived in Phoenix. Right? She lived in Phoenix. Did she live in Phoenix, Texas? No, Phoenix isn't in Texas. Did she live in Phoenix, Arizona? Yes, she did. She lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Who lived in Phoenix, Arizona? Grace. Right? Her name is Grace. Grace lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Did she live in Phoenix, Arizona, or Tucson, Arizona? Well, she lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Grace lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Did Grace have a problem? Did Grace have a problem? Yes, she had a problem. Did she have a problem with her children? No, she didn't have a problem with her children. Did she have a problem with her mom? No, She didn't have a problem with her mom. Did she have a problem with her husband? Yes, she had a problem with her husband. What problem did she have with her husband? No affection, right? He didn't show her any affection. Did he show her affection? No, he didn't. He didn't show her any affection. Did he show her a little affection? No, he didn't. He didn't show her any affection. Did he show her a lot of affection? No, none. Zero. He didn't show her any affection. Who didn't show her any affection? Her husband. Yeah, her husband didn't show her any affection. Did she want her husband to show her affection? Of course she did. Yes, definitely. Yes, she wanted her husband to show her affection. Was she happy about her husband? No, she wasn't happy. Was she sad about her husband? Yeah, she was sad about her husband. Why was she sad about her husband? Because he didn't show her any affection. She was sad because he didn't show her any affection. She saw him through cancer and diabetes. Did she see him through cancer? Yes, she saw him through cancer. Did she see him through a heart attack? No. Not a heart attack. She didn't see him through a heart attack. She saw him through cancer and diabetes. Did he have cancer and diabetes in the past? Yes, he did. In the past, he had cancer and diabetes. Did she see him through cancer and diabetes? Yes, she did. Did she stay with him when he was sick? That's right. Yes, she did. She stayed with him when he was sick. Did she leave him when he was sick? No, she didn't leave him when he was sick. She stayed with him when he was sick. When he was sick, did she stay or did she leave? She stayed, right? She's a great wife. She stayed with him when he was sick. How long have they been married? 39 years, right? She said 39 years. They have been married 39 years. Have they been married 37 years? No, they haven't been married 37 years. Have they been married 37 years? Or have they been married 39 years? That's right, 39. They have been married 39 years. Have they been married 39 years? Yes, exactly. They have been married 39 years. When did they get married? When did they get married? They got married 39 years ago. Did they get married 38 years ago? No, not 38. They got married 39 years ago. They got married 39 years ago. Are they still married now? Yes, they are still married. They are married now. Okay. Who are they seeing? They are seeing a therapist. Are they seeing a doctor? No, they're not seeing a doctor. Are they seeing a therapist? Yes, they are seeing a therapist. Are they meeting with a therapist, or are they meeting with a doctor? Well, they are meeting with a therapist, right? They are seeing a therapist. They are meeting with a therapist. How long have they been meeting with a therapist? For a year and a half. Who have they been seeing for a year and a half? They have been seeing a therapist for a year and a half. Have they been meeting with a doctor for a year and a half? Nope, not a doctor. Have they been meeting with a therapist for a year and a half? Yes. Who has been meeting with a therapist for a year and a half? Well, Grace and her husband, the husband and wife, have been meeting with a therapist for a year and a half. Did the husband compliment Grace? No, he didn't compliment her anymore. Who didn't compliment Grace anymore? Well, her husband, right? Her husband didn't compliment her anymore. Did she want her husband to compliment her? Yes, of course. Definitely. She wanted her husband to compliment her. But he didn't compliment her anymore. Was Grace happy? Or was Grace sad? Because her husband didn't compliment her anymore. Ooh. Well, sad, of course. She was sad. She was sad because her husband didn't compliment her anymore. Was her husband having an affair? No. He wasn't having an affair. Well, he said he wasn't having an affair. Who wasn't having an affair? Grace's husband. Grace's husband wasn't having an affair. Did he swear that he wasn't having an affair? Yes, that's right. He swore, past tense, he swore he wasn't having an affair. Did he promise he wasn't having an affair? Yes, he promised he wasn't having an affair. What did he promise? He promised he wasn't having an affair. Who did he promise? Oh, he promised Grace, right? He promised Grace that he wasn't having an affair. Okay, that is all of mini story A. Listen to it many times. Listen to it every day. Do this for 2 weeks or more. And, of course, answer every question. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, welcome to mini story B for changed. In this mini story, I will ask questions you know, and I will also ask questions you don't know. If you don't know the answer, you must guess. You must guess. Okay, let's start. What was the woman's name? Oh, that's easy. Her name was Grace, right? Grace. The woman's name was Grace. What was her husband's name? Was it Buford or Tom? Her husband's name was Buford. Of course, her husband's name was Buford. What was her name? Her name was Grace. And what was his name? His name was Buford. Okay, Buford and Grace had been married 39 years. But they had a problem. What was their problem? Ah, no affection, right. No more affection. Their problem was that there was no affection from Buford. Who didn't show affection? Buford. Buford didn't show affection. What didn't Buford do? Buford didn't show affection. When didn't Buford show affection? Well, never. Never. Did he show affection in the morning? No, he didn't show affection in the morning. Did he show affection at night? No, he didn't show affection at night. Did he show affection in the afternoon? No, he didn't. Buford never showed affection to Grace. Where did they live? They lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Did he show affection to Grace in Phoenix? No, he didn't. Did he show affection to Grace in San Francisco? Nope. No, not in San Francisco. He never showed affection to Grace. How many children did they have? They had 4 children. Did they have 2 children? No, they had 4 children. Were they seeing a therapist? Yes, they were seeing a therapist. What was the therapist's name? The therapist's name was Dr. Phil. Was the therapist's name Dr. Phil? Yes, the therapist's name was Dr. Phil. Who was the therapist? The therapist was Dr. Phil. What did the therapist tell Buford and Grace? Dr. Phil told Buford and Grace to go to a nude beach. Nude, N-U-D-E. Nude means no clothes. No clothes. Not wearing clothes. No shirts, no pants, nothing. Nude. Nude. No clothes. And a beach, B-E-A-C-H, right? Beach has sand and sun and water, right? Next to the ocean. Next to the ocean. So a nude beach is a beach where people do not wear clothes. No clothes. So Dr. Phil told them to go to a nude beach. Where did Dr. Phil tell them to go? He told them to go to a nude beach? Who did Dr. Phil tell to go to a nude beach? Grace and Buford. He told Grace and Buford to go to a nude beach. When did he want them to go? He wanted them to go on New Year's Day. New Year's Day. Okay, it's January 1st. January number 1, right? January 1st. He wanted them to go to a nude beach on January 1st. Which nude beach did he want them to go to? Did he want them to go to a Los Angeles nude beach or to an Alaska nude beach? Of course, Alaska. Alaska. You know, very cold. Is Alaska hot or is Alaska cold? Alaska is very cold. Right? Next to Canada. It's very cold. Did he want them to go to a nude beach in Alaska? Yes, he did. Dr. Phil wanted them to go to a nude beach in Alaska. When did Dr. Phil want them to go to a nude beach in Alaska? New Year's Day, January 1st. Dr. Phil wanted them to go to a nude beach in Alaska on January 1st. Who did Dr. Phil want to go to Alaska to a nude beach on January 1st? Buford and Grace. He wanted Buford and Grace to go to a nude beach in Alaska on January 1st. Do they wear clothes at a nude beach? No. No one wears clothes at a nude beach or on a nude beach. Do people wear shirts on a nude beach? No. Do people wear pants on a nude beach? No. Do people wear socks on a nude beach? S-O-X, socks? No. Do people wear underwear? Underwear. Do people wear underwear on a nude beach? No. People do not wear underwear on a nude beach. Are people naked? N-A-K-E-D. Are people naked on a nude beach? Yes, they are. They are naked. They have no clothes. Why did Dr. Phil want them to go to a nude beach in Alaska on January 1st? Why? Obviously, Because it's very, very cold. Because it's very cold. Why did Dr. Phil want them to be cold? Why did Dr. Phil want them to be cold on a nude beach? Obviously, so they would hug each other. Very obvious. Obviously. So they would hug each other. If they were cold, then they would hug each other, right? If they are cold, then they will hug each other. Dr. Phil wanted them to go to a nude beach in Alaska on January 1st because they would be cold and then they would hug each other. Interesting. Did Dr. Phil want them to hug each other? Yes, he did. Did Dr. Phil want them to hug each other in Alaska? Yes, he did. Where did Dr. Phil want them to hug? In Alaska. He wanted them to hug each other in Alaska. Who did he want to hug each other in Alaska on January 1st? Who? Buford and Grace. Dr. Phil wanted Buford and Grace to hug each other on a nude beach in Alaska on January 1st. Did this help Buford and Grace? Yes, it did. It helped Buford and Grace. Did it solve their problem? Solve, S-O-L-V-E, solve. Did it solve their problem? Yes, they hugged each other on the nude beach in Alaska on January 1st. Yay, they hugged each other. Are they happy now? Now, right? Are they happy now? Yes, now they are happy. Now Buford and Grace are happy again. Okay, that's all. Listen to this mini story several times, many times. Answer all the questions. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye. Drag. High price of mom's help is drag on family business. Dear Abby, 20 years ago, my sister and I bought a business from our mother. We all love and respect one another and get along well. We will be finished paying off the business in 2 years. Our problem: Mom, who is now 77, still draws a salary from us above and beyond the payment for the business. Her workload has lessened greatly, as it should. She could do all of her work in one day and lessen the burden of her salary. However, she says, drag. High price of mom's help is drag on family business. Dear Abby, 20 years ago, my sister and I bought a business from our mother. We all love and respect one another and get along well. We will be finished paying off the business in 2 years. Our problem: Mom, who is now 77, still draws a salary from us above and beyond the payment for the business. Her workload has lessened greatly, as it should. She could do all of her work in one day and lessen the burden of her salary. However, she says she'd go crazy if she retired. We don't want that. She could still come in as often as she wants and do her personal paperwork, banking, letter writing, reading, etc. These are all things she does at work on the clock. If we try to discuss this, Mom gets hurt and says, "Just let me know when I'm not worth the money." We don't want to do that. We would hope she would see the fairness of this and suggest it herself. Business expenses are going through the roof, and there are updates we should make. But we can't do it as long as we are paying Mom at the level we are, on top of the money for the buyout. Signed, Daughter's Dearest. Intimacy. Dear Abby, my husband, James, and I have been married only 3 years. We are both in our 20s. Everything is really great between us, except our sex life. As far as he is concerned, that's fine too. But I'm not satisfied. It may seem odd to hear the female wants to have sex more frequently than a young and healthy male, but that's the case in our relationship. Abby, I work with the public, and I get frequent remarks about what a beautiful woman I am. This makes it hard for me to believe that I don't attract him at all. I have expressed many times that I wish we were more intimate. I have even expressed it to him in more than one letter, hoping to reach him. I am at a total loss as to how to make him realize how important this is to me. Is there something wrong with my body? I just don't know who to turn to for advice on this subject. Please help me. Signed, Short on Intimacy in Ohio. Intimacy. Dear Abby, my husband, James, and I have been married only 3 years. We are both in our 20s. Everything is really great between us, except our sex life. As far as he is concerned, that's fine too. But I'm not satisfied. It may seem odd to hear the female wants to have sex more frequently than a young and healthy male, but that's the case in our relationship. Abby, I work with the public, and I get frequent remarks about what a beautiful woman I am. This makes it hard for me to believe that I don't attract him at all. I have expressed many times that I wish we were more intimate. I have even expressed it to him in more than one letter, hoping to reach him. I am at a total loss as to how to make him realize how important this is to me. Is there something wrong with my body? I just don't know who to turn to for advice on this subject. Please help me. Signed, Short on Intimacy in Ohio. Hello. Welcome to mini story A for intimacy. In mini story A, I will ask questions about the article, about the letter. I will only ask questions you know. So in mini story A, you will know the answers. In mini story B, you will need to guess. But this mini story, no guessing. Okay, let's go. Are you ready? The woman has a husband. Who was her husband? What was his name? Who was her husband? Well, look at the text. His name was James. Right? James. What was his name? His name was James. Was James her husband? Yes, James was her husband. Was she, the woman, was she in her 30s? Was she in her 30s? No, she wasn't in her 30s. She was in her 20s. Was James in his 20s? Yes, James was in his 20s. The woman was in her 20s. Were they both in their 20s? Yes, they were both in their 20s. How old were they? Well, they were in their 20s, right? How old were they? They were in their 20s. Did the woman have a problem? Yes, she had a problem. Did she have a problem with money? No, she didn't have a problem with money. Did she have a problem with James? Yeah, she had a problem with James. What kind of problem did she have with James? Well, she had a sex problem, right? She had a problem with their sex life. A sex problem. Did she have a sex problem with Bill? No, not Bill. Did she have a sex problem with Fred? No, she didn't have a sex problem with Fred. Who did she have a sex problem with? With James. She had a sex problem with James. Did James think they had a problem? No, he didn't. James thought everything was fine, right? As far as he was concerned, there was no problem. Did she think everything was fine? No. The woman thought there was a problem. Did James think there was a problem? No, James didn't think there was a problem. What did James think? Well, James thought everything was fine. Was James satisfied? Was he happy? Yeah, James was satisfied. James was happy. Was the woman satisfied? No, the woman was not satisfied. Did she think this problem was strange? Yes, she thought the problem was strange. She thought the problem was odd. Why did she think the problem was odd? Well, because she wanted more sex than him. The woman wanted more sex than the man. I don't know. Maybe this is not normal. She thought it was not normal. She thought this was an odd problem. Was James healthy? Yes, James was healthy. He was a healthy man. He was a healthy male. Did the woman work in an office? No, she didn't. She didn't work in an office. Did she work with the public? Yes, she worked with the public. Did she work with the public, or did she work in an office? No, she worked with the public. Good. Was the woman beautiful? Yes, the woman was beautiful. How do we know the woman was beautiful? Difficult question. How do we know the woman was beautiful? We know because many people told her. Many people said she was beautiful. Many people told her she was beautiful. Right? She got many remarks saying she was beautiful. Did she get remarks many times? Yes. She got remarks many times about being beautiful. Did she get only one remark? No. She got many remarks. She got frequent remarks. Were these remarks bad or good? Well, the remarks were very good, right? They said she was beautiful. The remarks were very good. Did she want James to be more intimate? Yes, that is right. She wanted James to be more intimate. Did she want him to be more distant? No, not more far away, more close. She wanted him to be closer. Right? His emotions, his feelings, closer. Did she want to have sex more with James? Yes, she wanted to have sex more with James. Did she tell him she wanted to have sex more with him? Yes, she did. She told him she wanted to have sex more. How did she tell him? How did she tell him? She wrote a letter. She wrote a letter telling him she wanted more sex with him. Did she write only one letter? No. She wrote more than one letter. She wrote more than one letter trying to communicate with him. Was the woman frustrated? Frustrated means upset. Yes, she was frustrated. She said, I am at a total loss. Right? I don't know what to do. I'm at a total loss. I am frustrated. Why was the woman frustrated? Well, she was frustrated because James was not intimate with her. Did she want advice from Abby? Yes, she wanted advice from Abby. What did she want from James? No, she wanted to be more close to James. She wanted to be more intimate with James. She wanted to have more sex with James. Did she want help or was she satisfied? Well, she wanted help, right? She was not satisfied. She wanted help. Did she have enough intimacy from James? No, she did not have enough intimacy. She was short on intimacy. Was she short on money? No, she was not short on money. What was she short on? She was short on intimacy. She was short on closeness. Maybe short on touching or short on sex. But she was short on intimacy. Was James short on intimacy? No. James was okay. James was fine. Did James have a problem, or did the woman have a problem? Well, the woman had a problem. James didn't have a problem. Was the woman at a total loss, or was James at a total loss? The woman was at a total loss. She didn't know what to do. Who was at a total loss? The woman. The woman was at a total loss. Why was she at a total loss? Because she wanted more intimacy, but she didn't know how to get more intimacy from James. Okay, that is all of mini story A. Please listen to this mini story many times. Answer every question every time. You can use your pause button. If necessary, use your pause button. But answer every question and listen to this many times. Okay. See you next time. Hello. Welcome to mini story B for intimacy. In this mini story, I will ask questions. Some questions you will know the answer. Just answer correctly. One word is okay, usually. Some questions you won't know the answer. If you don't know the answer, guess. You can guess anything. Okay, let's get started. Remember, answer every question. Okay, in the letter, the woman says, "My husband James and I have been married only 3 years." What was the woman's name? Was it Anna? Was it Alice? Was it Frederica? Her name was Alice, or Anna, or Frederica. Well, her name was Anna. Anna was her name. Or in America, we say Anna. Anna. A little bit different pronunciation. So Anna was the woman's name. Who was Anna married to? Anna was married to James. Was Anna happy with James? No, she was not happy with James. Why was she not happy with James? Because not enough sex from James, right? They did not have enough sex for her. She was not happy. Why did they not have enough sex for Anna? Because Anna had a disease. She was sick. She had a special disease. Why did Anna need to have a lot of sex for her disease? Well, Anna's special disease could only be cured by having sex every day. Could her disease be cured by medicine? No. Anna's disease could not be cured by medicine. Could her disease be cured by food? No, her disease could not be cured by food. How could her disease be cured? Her disease could only be cured by having sex every day. Was Anna young? Yes, Anna was young. She was in her 20s. Was James old? No, James was not old. He was also in his 20s. Why did James not want to have sex with Anna? Oh, James also had a medical problem. He was also sick. What was James' medical problem? Oh, poor James was impotent. Impotent means cannot have sex. No power. It means no sexual power. James had no sexual power. Oh, poor James. When did James have no sexual power? James had no sexual power at night. He had no sexual power only at night. When did Anna want to have sex with James? Well, of course, she wanted to have sex with James at night. Who did she want to have sex with at night? She wanted to have sex with James at night. Did she want to have sex with James during the day? During the day. No, she didn't want to have sex with James during the day. She wanted to have sex with James every night. Why didn't Anna want to have sex during the day? Well, because she was working during the day, right? She worked with the public every day. Did she work on Saturdays? Yes, she worked on Saturdays. Did she work on Sundays? Yes, she worked on Sundays. Did she work every day? Yes, she worked every day. Did she want to have sex during the day? No, she did not want to have sex during the day. When did Anna want to have sex? She wanted to have sex during the night or at night. Could James have sex at night? No, poor James. He couldn't have sex at night. Why couldn't James have sex at night? Well, he couldn't have sex at night because he had a disease. He had no sexual power at night. Was this a problem? Yes, it was a problem. Why was it a problem? Because Anna wanted sex only at night. Why did Anna want sex every night? Because she had a disease. Would sex help the disease? Yes, sex would help the disease. Was Anna frustrated by this situation? Was she frustrated by this situation? Yes, Anna was very frustrated by this situation. Was she at a total loss? Yes, she was at a total loss. Why was she at a total loss? Because she needed to have sex every night, but James couldn't have sex at night. He had no power at night. Did Anna turn to her sister for advice? No, she didn't turn to her sister for advice. She didn't ask her sister for advice. Did she turn to her mother for advice? No, she didn't turn to her mother for advice. Who did she turn to for advice? Actually, she turned to George Bush for advice. What did she ask George Bush? She asked George Bush, "How can I solve my sexual problem with my husband?" Did she ask George Bush how to solve her problem with James? Yes, she asked George Bush how to solve her problem with James. Could George Bush help her? No, George Bush couldn't help her. Why couldn't George Bush help her? Well, because George Bush also has no sexual power. Does George Bush have sexual power? No, George Bush has no sexual power. Could George Bush help Anna? No, he couldn't help Anna. Could George Bush help James? No, he couldn't help James. Why couldn't George Bush help James? Because George Bush also had no sexual power. Did Anna solve her problem? No, she didn't. How can Anna solve her problem? Can she take medicine to solve her problem? No, she can't. She can't. Can she have sex with James at night to solve her problem and be cured? No, she can't. James has no power at night. So, what must Anna do? Well, obviously, Anna needs to get a night job. Anna needs to change her job. If Anna changes her job, will she solve the problem? Yes, of course. If Anna changes her job, she will solve the problem. If Anna gets a night job, she will solve the problem. Who will solve the problem if she gets a night job? Well, Anna. Anna will solve the problem if she gets a night job. If she gets a night job, can she have sex with James during the day? Yes. If she gets a night job, she can have sex with James during the day. Does James have sexual power during the day? Yes, he has sexual power during the day, but he doesn't have sexual power at night. So, what must Anna do? She must get a night job. Okay, that is all of mini story B. Please listen to this mini story many times. Every time, try to answer the questions. Use your pause button to answer the questions. Listen to this story every day. 1 time, 2 times, 5 times, every day for 2 weeks or more. Answer all the questions. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye. Secret love. Woman hesitates to reveal secret love for colleague. Dear Abby, I am a single woman in my early 30s who has never been married. I recently fell in love with a wonderful man with whom I spend a great deal of time. He is unaware of the intensity of my feelings, and I'm afraid of telling him out of fear of rejection. There are a couple of additional concerns. He is 15 years my senior and a medical doctor. I am a social worker in a lower economic class. In addition, we are of different religions, but we have similar beliefs and values. He is also my coworker. I am very interested in pursuing a deeper relationship with this man, but would like to hear your advice first. Thank you for your thoughts on this. Signed, Longing for More in Chicago. Secret love. Woman hesitates to reveal secret love for colleague. Dear Abby, I am a single woman in my early 30s who has never been married. I recently fell in love with a wonderful man with whom I spend a great deal of time. He is unaware of the intensity of my feelings, and I am afraid of telling him out of fear of rejection. There are a couple of additional concerns. He is 15 years my senior and a medical doctor. I am a social worker in a lower economic class. In addition, we are of different religions, but we have similar beliefs and values. He is also my coworker. I am very interested in pursuing a deeper relationship with this man, but would like to hear your advice first. Thank you for your thoughts on this. Signed, Longing for More in Chicago. Hello. Welcome to the first mini story for Secret Love. In this lesson, I will ask you many questions about the letter. In this lesson, I will only ask questions that you know. You can look at the letter and answer the questions. You must answer every question out loud. You must say the answer so you can hear it. Not only in your head, but say the answers so you can hear them with your mouth. Say them. If necessary, if you need to, use your pause button. You can pause, answer the question, then push play again. Then pause again and continue. Okay, answer all the questions. Okay, let's begin. The woman hesitates to reveal secret love. Did the woman hesitate? Yes, she hesitated. That's right. She stopped. She did not do it. Did the woman hesitate? Or did the woman reveal her love? Well, the woman hesitated. She hesitated. Did she reveal her secret love? No, she did not reveal her secret love. She hesitated. Did the man hesitate? No. The woman hesitated. Not a man. The woman hesitated. Did the man reveal his secret love? No, no, no. The man didn't reveal a secret love, and the woman also didn't reveal her secret love. Who hesitated? Well, the woman hesitated, right? The woman hesitated. What did she hesitate to do? Oh, she hesitated to reveal her secret love. She hesitated to reveal her love. Did she hesitate to reveal her love for a colleague? Yes, that's right. She hesitated to reveal her love for a colleague. Did she love her boss? No, no. She didn't love her boss. Did she love her colleague? Yes, she did. She loved her colleague. She loved her co-worker. Was her colleague a woman? No. Her colleague was a man. Who loved the colleague? Well, the woman. The woman loved her colleague. The woman loved the colleague. Did she reveal her love? No, she did not. She didn't reveal her love. Was her love secret? Yes, her love was secret. Had the woman been married? No, she hadn't been married. She had never been married. Was the woman single? Yes, the woman was single. Had she been married? No, she hadn't been married. She had never been married. How old was the woman? The woman was in her 30s. Maybe 31, maybe 35, maybe 38. In her 30s. In her early 30s. So 31, 32, 34. She was in her 30s. She fell in love with a wonderful man. Was the man wonderful? Yes, he was wonderful. Was the man terrible? No, the man was not terrible. What was the man like? Well, the man was wonderful. Did the woman love him? Yes, she loved him. Did she reveal her love? No, she didn't reveal her love. She didn't show it. Did she hesitate? Yes, she hesitated. Did she hesitate to reveal her love? Yes, she hesitated to reveal her love. Who did she love? Well, she loved her colleague. What kind of man was her colleague? Well, he was a wonderful man, right? He was a wonderful man. Was he aware of her feelings? No, he wasn't. He wasn't aware of her feelings. Was he unaware of her feelings? Yes, that's right. He was unaware of her feelings. Who was unaware of her feelings? Well, her colleague was unaware of her feelings. And she was afraid of telling him out of fear of rejection. Was she afraid of rejection? Yes, she was afraid of rejection. Was she afraid of snakes? No, she was not afraid of snakes. What was she afraid of? Well, she was afraid of rejection. Was she afraid he would say no? That's right, yes. She was afraid of rejection. And she had additional concerns. She had additional concerns. Did she have more worries? Yes, she had more worries. Was the woman worried? Yes, she was very worried. Why was she worried? Well, he was 15 years her senior. Was he 15 years older than her? That's right. He was 15 years older than her. Was she 15 years older than him? No. She was not older than him. He was 15 years older than her. He was 15 years older. Was he richer than her? Yeah, that's right. He was richer than her. Was the woman rich? No, the woman wasn't rich. Was her colleague rich? Yes, her colleague was rich. She wasn't rich, but her colleague was rich. Did they have the same religion? No, they didn't. Did they have similar values? Yes, they did. They had similar values. Who had similar values? Well, the woman and her colleague had similar values. Did they have similar religions? No, they didn't. They had different religions. Did she want a deeper relationship with him? Yes, of course. Yes, she wanted a deeper relationship with him. Who wanted a deeper relationship with her colleague? Well, the woman, right? The woman wanted a deeper relationship with her colleague, with the man? Did she reveal what she wanted? No, she didn't reveal what she wanted. Did she hesitate? Yes, that's right. She hesitated. She did not tell him. She hesitated. She waited. What did the woman want? Well, she wanted a deeper relationship with the man. Was she longing for the man? Yeah, she was longing for him. She really wanted him. She wanted a deeper relationship with him. What was she longing for? Well, she was longing for the man. Well, she was longing for a deeper relationship with the man. Did she live in New York? No. Did she live in San Francisco? No. Where did she live? She lived in Chicago. She lived in Chicago. Who lived in Chicago? Well, the woman, right? The woman lived in Chicago. Okay, that is all of mini story A. Listen to this many times. Answer all the questions. Then go to mini story B. We'll learn more secrets about this story. We'll find more information. Hello? Welcome to mini story B for secret love. In this story, I will ask questions that are not in the letter. Not in the letter. So, you need to guess. You need to guess the answers. When I ask a question, say an answer. Yell an answer. Guess the answer. Here we go. There was a woman. Who was the woman? What was her name? Was her name Alice? Or was her name Christine? Well, her name was Alice. Alice. What did Alice want? Alice wanted her colleague. What was her colleague's name? Was it Fred? Yes, it was Fred. Who did Alice want? Alice wanted Fred. Did Alice hesitate to tell Fred? Yes, she hesitated to tell Fred about her love. Oh, no. When did Alice want Fred? Well, immediately, of course. She wanted him now, immediately. But she hesitated to reveal her feelings. Did she want Fred immediately? Now? Yes, that's right. She wanted him immediately. Who did she want immediately? She wanted Fred immediately. Did she tell him immediately? No, she hesitated to tell Fred. Where did she want him? Where did she want him? Well, she wanted him at the hospital. At the hospital. They worked at a hospital. Did she want him at her house? No. Did she want him in New York? No. Where did she want him? She wanted him in the hospital or at the hospital. Was he a doctor? Yes, that's right. He was a doctor. So she wanted him at the hospital. How did she want him? How did she want him? Well, she wanted him romantically, right? With romance. She wanted Fred romantically. Did she want Fred to be friends? She didn't want to be friends with Fred. No, she wanted Fred romantically. Did she tell Fred her feelings? No, she didn't. She didn't reveal her feelings. How much did she want Fred romantically? Oh, so much. She wanted Fred romantically. More than anything. More than anything. Where did she want Fred more than anything? She wanted Fred at the hospital more than anything. How did she want him? She wanted him romantically. Did she want him a little bit? No! She wanted him more than anything. A lot. Who did she want more than anything? Well, of course, Dr. Fred. She wanted Dr. Fred more than anything. Where did she want Dr. Fred more than anything? Well, at the hospital, right? Did she reveal her feelings to Dr. Fred? No, unfortunately, no. She didn't reveal her feelings to Dr. Fred. How many times did she want Dr. Fred at the hospital? How many times? Oh, 1,000,000 times. 1,000,000 times she wanted Dr. Fred at the hospital. Every day, every hour, every minute, she thought about him. She wanted him 1,000,000 times every day. She always thought about him. Why did she want Dr. Fred? Why did Alice want Dr. Fred? Oh, well, of course, because he's rich, right? He was rich. He had a high economic class. He was rich. Did she want him because he was wonderful? No, no, no. Did she want him because he was handsome, good-looking? No, of course not. Did she want him because he was kind and sweet and nice? Of course not. Why did she want Dr. Fred romantically? Well, she wanted Dr. Fred romantically because he was rich. Where did she want him? She wanted him at the hospital. When did she want him? She wanted him immediately. Who did she want immediately? Because he was rich. Well, she wanted Dr. Fred immediately because he was rich. Did she have the same religion as Dr. Fred? No, she didn't. Alice didn't have the same religion. Did they have similar values? Yes, they did. What were their similar values? What were their similar values? Well, of course, they both valued money. They both liked money. Did Alice like money? Yes, of course. Did Fred like money? Yes, of course. Did they both like money? Yes. Did they both have similar values? Yes, they both had similar values, right? They both liked money. So, it's a perfect relationship, right? Did she want a deeper relationship with him? Yes. What kind of deeper relationship did she want? Well, she wanted to marry him. She wanted to marry him immediately. Where did she want to marry him immediately? At the hospital. She wanted to marry Dr. Fred at the hospital immediately. Who did she want to marry at the hospital? She wanted to marry Dr. Fred at the hospital. Did she long for Dr. Fred? Yes, she did. How many times every day did she long for Dr. Fred? Well, 1 million, right? 1 million times she longed for Dr. Fred every day, 1 million times. Did Alice reveal her feelings to Dr. Fred? No, she didn't. Did she reveal her longing for Dr. Fred? No, she didn't. Did she tell him where she wanted to marry him? No, she didn't. Who loved Dr. Fred? Well, Alice. Alice loved Dr. Fred. How did Dr. Fred feel about Alice? How did Dr. Fred feel about Alice? Did he love Alice? No. Did he like Alice? No. He hated Alice. He hated Alice. Did Alice love Fred? Yes, of course. Alice loved Fred. Did Dr. Fred love Alice? No, he hated Alice. When did he hate Alice? He hated Alice always, all the time. He always hated Alice. How much did he hate Alice? Oh, super a lot. He hated her a lot. He hated her all the time. Who did Dr. Fred hate? Well, he hated Alice. Why did he hate Alice? Well, of course, Alice wanted his money, right? Alice wanted Dr. Fred's money. So, he hated Alice. Did he hate her a little bit? No, he hated her a lot. Did he always hate her? Yes, he always hated her. And why? Why did he always hate her a lot? Well, Fred always hated her a lot because Alice wanted his money. Okay, the end. Please listen to this many times every day. Answer every question. Pause, answer the question, then play. Pause, answer the next question, then play. Okay, see you next time. The race. It's 5 o'clock, and Alan is riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He is riding down Van Ness Street and comes to a stoplight. A red Ferrari pulls up next to him. The driver's wearing dark sunglasses. He looks over at Alan. Alan looks at him and realizes that the driver is Tom Cruise. Tom sneers at Alan. He says, "When the light turns green, let's race." Alan says, "All right, you're on." Tom says, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Alan says, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Alan and Tom wait at the light. They rev their engines. Vroom, vroom. Suddenly, the light turns green. Alan and Tom take off. They zoom down Van Ness at top speed. Tom is winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights appear behind Tom. It's the police. They pull him over. Alan zooms past Tom, laughing. He yells, "Better luck next time." Alan is the winner. The race. It's 5 o'clock, And Alan is riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He is riding down Van Ness Street and comes to a stoplight. A red Ferrari pulls up next to him. The driver's wearing dark sunglasses. He looks over at Alan. Alan looks at him and realizes that the driver is Tom Cruise. Tom sneers at Alan. He says, "When the light turns green, let's race." Alan says, "All right, you're on." Tom says, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Alan says, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Alan and Tom wait at the light. They rev their engines. Vroom, vroom. Suddenly, the light turns green. Alan and Tom take off. They zoom down Van Ness at top speed. Tom is winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights appear behind Tom. It's the police. They pull him over. Alan zooms past Tom, laughing. He yells, "Better luck next time." Alan is the winner. Hello, welcome to the mini story for The Race. Let's get started. It was 5 o'clock, and Alan was riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. When was Alan riding his motorcycle? Well, at 5 o'clock, right? At 5 o'clock, Alan was riding his motorcycle. Was Alan riding his car? Or was Alan riding his motorcycle? Well, of course, Alan was riding his motorcycle. Where was Alan riding his motorcycle? In San Francisco. Alan was riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. When was he riding? At 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, Alan was riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He was riding down Van Ness Street and came to a stoplight. Who was riding down Van Ness Street? Alan. Alan was riding down Van Ness Street. What was he riding on? Well, on a motorcycle. He was riding on his motorcycle. Was he riding down Market Street? No, not Market Street. He wasn't riding down Market Street. Was he riding down Lombard Street? No, he wasn't riding down Lombard Street. He was riding down Van Ness Street. When? When was he riding down Van Ness Street? At 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, he was riding down Van Ness Street. Who was riding down Van Ness Street at 5 o'clock? Alan. Alan was riding down Van Ness Street at 5 o'clock. Was he in a truck? No, he wasn't in a truck. He was on his motorcycle. And he came to a stoplight. Did Alan come to a go light? No. He didn't come to a go light. He came to a stoplight. We never say go light. We only say stoplight. Who came to a stoplight? Alan, of course. Alan came to a stoplight. What was he on when he came to a stoplight? A motorcycle. He was on a motorcycle when he came to a stoplight. Where was the stoplight? Well, on Van Ness Street. The stoplight was on Van Ness Street. Was the stoplight on Embarcadero Street? Or was the stoplight on Van Ness Street? Van Ness, of course, Van Ness. The stoplight was on Van Ness Street. Who was at the stoplight? Alan was at the stoplight. Which city was Alan in? In San Francisco, of course. Alan was in San Francisco. Where is Van Ness? Well, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco. Of course, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco. Is Van Ness Street in New York? Or is Van Ness Street in San Francisco? Well, of course, Van Ness Street is in San Francisco. Where was Alan riding? Well, he was riding on Van Ness Street in San Francisco. And he came to a stoplight. A red Ferrari pulled up next to him. Did the red Ferrari pull up behind him? No, not behind him. The red Ferrari pulled up next to him. What pulled up next to Alan? A red Ferrari. A red Ferrari pulled up next to Alan. Did Alan pull up next to a red Ferrari? No. Alan didn't pull up next to a red Ferrari. A red Ferrari pulled up next to him. Where did the red Ferrari pull up next to Alan? Well, at a stoplight on Van Ness Street. At a stoplight on Van Ness Street, a red Ferrari pulled up next to Alan. Was Alan in a red Ferrari? No. Alan wasn't in a red Ferrari. He was on a motorcycle. Alan was on a motorcycle. What did the red Ferrari do? Well, it pulled up next to Alan. The red Ferrari pulled up next to Alan. The driver was wearing dark sunglasses. So, Alan was wearing dark sunglasses. No, not Alan. Alan wasn't wearing dark sunglasses. Who was wearing dark sunglasses? The driver of the Ferrari. The driver of the Ferrari was wearing dark sunglasses, not Alan. The driver looked over at Alan. Did the driver look behind Alan? No. He looked over at Alan. Who looked over at Alan? The driver of the Ferrari looked over at Alan. Did Alan look over at the driver? Yes, he did. Alan also looked over at the driver. Who was the driver? Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise was the driver. Alan looked over at the driver and realized that the driver was Tom Cruise. Who was the driver of the Ferrari? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was the driver of the Ferrari. Who was the motorcycle rider? Alan. Alan was the motorcycle rider, and Tom Cruise was the driver of the Ferrari. Who looked over at Alan? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise looked over at Alan. What was Tom Cruise wearing? Sunglasses. Tom Cruise was wearing dark sunglasses. Was Alan wearing dark sunglasses? No, he wasn't. Alan wasn't wearing dark sunglasses. Tom Cruise was wearing dark sunglasses, and he looked over at Alan. Tom sneered at Alan. Oh no. Did Tom smile? No, he didn't. Tom didn't smile. He sneered at Alan. Was Tom friendly and nice? No, he wasn't friendly and nice. He sneered at Alan. Did Alan sneer at Tom Cruise? Or did Tom Cruise sneer at Alan? Well, Tom Cruise sneered at Alan. After he sneered, what did Tom Cruise say? Well, he said, "When the light turns green, let's race." After he sneered at Alan, Tom Cruise said, "When the light turns green, let's race." Did Tom want to race? Yes, of course. He has a Ferrari. He wanted to race. Alan said, "All right, you're on." Did Alan agree to race Tom? Yes, he agreed. He said, "You're on." Did Tom say, "You're on"? No, Tom didn't say, "You're on." Alan said, "You're on." Alan agreed to race. Who said, "You're on"? Alan. Alan said, "You're on." What did Alan agree to do? Well, to race. Alan agreed to race Tom. He said, "You're on." Tom said, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Did Tom say he would beat Alan? Yes, he did. He said, "I'm gonna smoke you. I'm gonna beat you." Did Tom say he would win? Yes, he said he would win. He said, "I'm gonna smoke you." Who was Tom gonna smoke? Well, Alan. Tom was gonna smoke Alan. Was Tom gonna smoke Schwarzenegger? No, Tom wasn't gonna smoke Arnold Schwarzenegger. Tom was gonna smoke Alan. Was Tom gonna smoke Alan at football, soccer? No, he wasn't gonna smoke Alan at football or soccer. He was gonna smoke Alan in a race. In a race. He was gonna smoke Alan in a race. Was Tom nice and polite? No, he said sucker. He called Alan sucker. Is sucker a nice, polite word? No, it's not. It's not polite. It's not nice. He said, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Alan said, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Did Tom have a very, very nice car? No, he did not have a nice car. He had a sorry-ass Ferrari. A sorry-ass car. What kind of car did Tom have? He had a sorry-ass car. Low-quality car. Bad car. Cheap car. Is a Ferrari a nice car? No, it's a sorry-ass car. Ferraris are sorry-ass cars. Did Alan like Tom's car? No, he didn't. Alan thought it was a sorry-ass car. Who had a sorry-ass car? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise had a sorry-ass car. Did Alan have a sorry-ass motorcycle? No, Alan had a great motorcycle. But Tom had a sorry-ass car. Alan and Tom waited at the light. They revved their engines. Vroom, 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 vroom. Who revved their engines? Alan and Tom. Alan and Tom revved their engines. Did they rev their bicycles? No, not possible. They didn't rev their bicycles. Of course not. They revved their engines. What did they rev? Their engines. They revved, vroom, 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 their engines. Tom and Alan revved their engines. Suddenly, the light turned green. Alan and Tom took off. Did Alan and Tom start slowly? No, they didn't start slowly. They took off. They started quickly. They started very fast. Alan and Tom took off. What did Alan take off on? Well, Alan took off on his motorcycle. On his motorcycle. Alan took off on his motorcycle. What did Tom take off in? In his car. Tom took off in his car. Tom took off in his Ferrari. Did they stop or did they take off quickly? They took off quickly. Why did Alan and Tom take off quickly? Well, they took off quickly because they were racing, right? Of course, they took off quickly because they were racing. They zoomed down Van Ness at top speed. Who zoomed down Van Ness at top speed? Tom and Alan. Tom and Alan zoomed down Van Ness at top speed. When did they zoom down Van Ness? Well, after the light turned green. After the light turned green, they zoomed down Van Ness. Did they zoom down Van Ness before the light turned green or after the light turned green? After, of course. They zoomed down Van Ness after the light turned green. Did they zoom down Lombard Street? No, they didn't zoom down Lombard Street. Which street did they zoom down? Van Ness. They zoomed down Van Ness Street. Tom was winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights appeared behind Tom. It was the police. They pulled him over. Who pulled over Tom Cruise? Well, the police. The police pulled over Tom Cruise. Who did the police pull over? Tom Cruise. The police pulled over Tom Cruise. Did the police pull over Alan? No. They didn't pull over Alan. They pulled over Tom Cruise. Why? Why did they pull over Tom Cruise? Well, because he was going too fast. He was going too fast. They pulled over Tom Cruise because he was going too fast. Who was going too fast? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was going too fast. Alan zoomed past Tom. Did Tom zoom past Alan? No. Tom didn't zoom past Alan. Alan zoomed past Tom. Why did Alan zoom past Tom? Well, because the police pulled over Tom. The police pulled over Tom, so Alan zoomed past Tom. Alan was laughing. Ha 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 ha! He yelled, "Better luck next time!" When did Alan yell, "Better luck next time"? Well, he yelled as he zoomed past Tom. When he zoomed past Tom. As he zoomed past Tom, Alan said, "Better luck next time." As he zoomed past Tom, he yelled, "Better luck next time." Who yelled, "Better luck next time," as he zoomed past Tom Cruise? Well, Alan, of course. Easy, right? Alan yelled, "Better luck next time," as he zoomed past Tom. Alan was the winner. Okay, that is the end of the mini-story for The Race. Hello, welcome to the point of view stories for The Race. Let's start. First, we will begin the story with since last month. So starting last month until now. Okay, since last month. Since last month, Alan has ridden his motorcycle every day in San Francisco. Each day, he has ridden down Van Ness Street and has come to a stoplight. And each day, a red Ferrari has pulled up next to him. Every time, the driver has been wearing dark sunglasses. He has looked over at Alan. Each time, Alan has looked over at the driver and has realized that the driver was Tom Cruise. Tom has always sneered at Alan. And he has always said, "When the light turns green, let's race." And each day, from 1 month ago until now, Alan has said, "All right, you're on." Then, Tom has always said, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." And then, Alan has always said, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Then, starting 1 month ago, every day until now, each time Alan and Tom have waited at the light. Each time they have revved their engines. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And each time, suddenly, the light has turned green. And each time, Alan and Tom have taken off. Each time, they have zoomed down Van Ness at top speed. And Tom has always been winning. Unfortunately, for Tom, every time blue and red lights have appeared behind Tom, and it has always been the police. And they have always pulled him over. Every time Alan has zoomed past Tom, laughing, and he has yelled every time, "Better luck next time." Alan has always been the winner. Okay, that is all of the story using the perfect tense, right? So starting 1 month ago, and then happening again and again and again until now. Okay, now the second version is the future. The future. Let's imagine this is a dream, or this is a movie idea for the future. So we'll start with next year. Next year, let's imagine. Next year, at 5 o'clock, Alan will be riding his motorcycle in San Francisco. He'll be riding down Van Ness Street, and he'll come to a stoplight. A red Ferrari is gonna pull up next to him. The driver will be wearing dark sunglasses. He'll look over at Alan. Alan will look at him, and he'll realize that the driver is Tom Cruise. Tom will sneer at Alan. He'll say, "When the light turns green, let's race." Alan will say, "All right, you're on." Tom will say, "I'm gonna smoke you, sucker." Alan will say, "You wish. I'm gonna beat you and your sorry-ass car." Alan and Tom will wait at the light. They'll rev their engines. Suddenly, the light's gonna turn green. Alan and Tom will take off. They'll zoom down Van Ness at top speed. Tom will be winning. But suddenly, blue and red lights will appear behind Tom. It'll be the police. They're gonna pull him over. Alan will zoom past Tom, laughing. He'll yell, "Better luck next time!" Ha ha ha! Alan will be the winner. Okay, in the future, to listen carefully, because in real speech, real conversation, we usually add ol to make the future. For example, Alan'll. That ol is short for will. Okay, we can say Alan will go. But in normal speech, fast speech, we usually say ol. Alan'll go. Alan'll go to the store. That's the future. We also say gonna instead of going to. Right? In books, you learn going to. I am going to go to the store. But in normal speaking, we use gonna. I'm gonna go to the store. I'll go to the store, or I'm gonna go to the store. So listen carefully to these future stories, these future versions. Okay, that is all for the point of view mini stories for The Race.
They say, "Young one."